of Ashley Ridge and their 30-2 record. Hello, everybody. I am Birch Antley. Thank you for joining us here from the South Carolina State. I blew that one, guys. Sorry. Greetings from Lexington, South Carolina. This is the Wolf's Den on the campus of White Knoll High School. It is your site for the decisive game number 3 of the Class 4A State Baseball Championship as the 21-3 Byrnes Rebels tangle with the Swamp Foxes of Ashley Ridge and their 30-2 record. Hello, everybody. I am Birch Antley. Thank you for joining us here in Lexington, South Carolina on the South Carolina High School League Network. Byrnes taking game number 1 of this series up in Duncan, South Carolina with a 2-0 victory. Then game number 2 decided by Ashley Ridge with an exciting finish, winning 6-5 to force this third and final game here at the neutral site at White Knoll High School. It should be great baseball taking place here in Lexington for the 4A State Championship. We will have the opening pitch and go over your starting lineups when we return to White Knoll High School here on the SCHSL Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Class 4A State Championship Game 3. Tonight's game will be played by Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes and the Byrnes Rebels. On behalf of White Knoll High School, Principal Joe Mayer, Athletic Director Gordon Walters, and the community of Red Bank, South Carolina, welcome to White Knoll High School. Just a reminder that poor sportsmanship towards officials, coaches, players, and opposing fans will result in removal from the facility without a refund. Now the lineups for the visiting Byrnes Rebels. Leading off and playing left field, number 6, Reed Rowan. Batting second, the center fielder, number 4, Stephen Dugar. Batting third, the pitcher, number 7, Alex Cunningham. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 20, Luke Hustetler. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 17, Zach Bridgman. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 9, Alex Eubanks.
That's a pretty nasty 1-2-3.
Playing second base will be number 8, Caleb Baxter.
Clemson, Coastal.
Batting seventh, the catcher, number 13, Taylor Warren. Batting eighth, number 14, the shortstop, Evan Sutton. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 5, Colton Korn. The remaining Rebels are number 1, Adam Asville, number 2, Dallas Bessill, number 3, Alex Vasquez, number 10, Alec Acevedo, number 11, Ryan Perez, number 15, Lyrics Clue, number 21, Holden McAbey, number 22, Jordan Coker, and number 23, Rhett Miller.
He's been 1-4 all year.
Now the starting lineups for the Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes. Leading off and playing center field, number 1, Lorenzo Wright. Batting second, playing left field, number 2, Billy Siegler. Batting third, the catcher, number 7, Nick Bell. Batting fourth, the first baseman, number 9, Brian Dye. Batting fifth and pitching, number 22, Austin Livingston. Batting sixth, the second baseman, number 6, Nicole Furman. Batting seventh, the shortstop, number 15, Jason Miller. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 18, Tyler Hamby. Batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 19, Austin Garland. And playing third base tonight, number 10, Patrick Mace. The remaining Swamp Foxes are number 3, Jacob Thompson. Number 8, Ryan Snow. Number 11, Kyle Hornsmeyer. Number 12, Ben Boreski. Number 13, Grant Janot. Number 16, Patrick Kwong. Number 17, James Govan. Number 20, Wesley Ashenbrenner. Number 23, Justin Fox. At this time, will everyone please remove their caps and put for the playing of our national anthem.
So, hands down. No bad foul.
Welcome back to Lexington, South Carolina, White Knoll High School. We are ready for the third and final game of this Class 4A State Baseball Championship between Byrnes and Ashley Ridge. Ashley Ridge, the home team, is the coin toss winners, so they are the home team here tonight. As you see, Austin Livingston on the mound again. He pitched great in game number 1, even though Ashley Ridge lost that game. 2 runs, both unearned. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Byrnes Rebels. This is how they will play at the plate. Reed Rollman will lead off playing left field. Stephen Duggar is in center. Alex Cunningham back on the mound. Very impressive in game number 1. Luke Hostetler, the hottest hitter of any team in this series right now, as he is just blasting the ball. 4 for 5 and a walk in this series. Alex Eubanks is the designated hitter. Behind the plate, Taylor Warren batting 7th, the catcher. Evan Suddeth batting 8th, the shortstop. And in right field, batting in the 9-hole, that is Colton Korn. Again on the lineup, on the mound for Ashley Ridge. Austin Livingston, 10-1, 80 strikeouts on the year. Coming into the first game of the state championship series, he had an ERA of 1.71. Excellent performance in the first game. 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, only allowed 4 hits. The 2 runs, they were both unearned. We are ready for baseball with Reed Rollman, the lefty, standing in to face the right-handed arm of Livingston. First pitch is in there for a ball. And it's a little bit low for ball number 2. Austin Livingston, the senior, picking up his first loss of the year. There is a drive deep to right field. Right fielder going back, looking over, and it's out of here. A home run for Reed Rollman. Over the right field wall, and Rollman puts the Byrnes Rebels up by a run as he just blasted one for his second home run of the year. That is a big, big home run for Reed Rollman. The right field wall.
Now batting for the Byrnes Rebels is center fielder number 4, Stephen Duggar.
Brings up Stephen Duggar. And Byrnes center fielder. Duggar can hit as well. 444 batting average, 2 home runs coming into the championship series. Over 2 games, he is 3 for 6, a double, and he scored 2 runs. The last game, he was 1 for 3 with a double, a walk, and 1 scored. Game number 2 was played in Somerville at Ashley Ridge High School on Saturday. Game number 1 was played up in Duncan, South Carolina, on the campus of Byrnes High School. That game was played on Tuesday. The weather that we had all over the state of South Carolina wreaking havoc on this series as well as others, as this series, game 1 was supposed to be played last Monday, but that was moved to Tuesday because of wet weather. And then game number 2 was scheduled for Friday, and it was postponed to Saturday because of weather. So we're wrapping up the series here on Monday. This was scheduled to end with game 3 on last Friday. 3-1 count to Stephen Duggar. He fouls this one right behind the screen, and that runs the count full, 3-2. 1-0 lead here for Byrnes after Reed Rollman ripped a home run over the right field wall. Payoff pitch is outside. Leadoff walk, or walk rather, to Stephen Duggar. And he's given up.
Now batting for the Byrnes Rebels, pitcher number 7,
Livingston.
Alex Cunningham.
Livingston had great control in game number 1 early. He ran into trouble in the 3rd inning. That's when he walked the leadoff batter, Colton Korn, who later came around to score as he was walked in, and then a fielder's choice allowed the runner from 3rd to score, and Byrnes held on 2-0. Exciting finish in game number 2 for Ashley Ridge as they won 6-5. That ball is tattooed into left field, but the left fielder chases it down in the gap for the first out of the inning as Alex Cunningham goes down. And a fly out to left. It's Billy Siegler.
Now batting for the Rebels, the first baseman number
The
20,
Swamp Foxes
Luke
right
Hostetler.
there to drift over in the gap, put it in his glove for out number 1. So Luke Hostetler, the cleanup batter, who has been hot this series, 4 for 5 with a walk, had a big game. Losing effort in game number 2. Runner going, throw down, and he is going to be safe. Stolen base for Stephen Duggar. That's Duggar's first steal of the series. So runner in scoring position with 1 out. And Hostetler at the plate. Hostetler was 3 for 3 with a walk in game number 2. 1 for 2 with the RBI in game number 1. And that ball's popped up behind the screen. Hostetler's RBI. He was walked. And that scored Colton Korn, so he still gets credit for the run batted in. Runner on second, that's Stephen Duggar. Put on first after the walk. Over to Miller, the shortstop, fires over to the first baseman, Brian Dye. Good play. Out number 2. That brings up Zach Bridgman.
Baseman number 17, Zach Bridgman.
Austin Livingston now settling in after giving up a leadoff home run and then walking the next batter. He's over at third, Stephen Duggar. Two outs here in the inning. Zach Bridgman, the third baseman, senior, at the plate. Has a 1-1 count. Bridgman hitless in game number 1, 1 for 3 in game number 2. So he is 1 for 5. Does have an RBI and a sacrifice. 2 strikeouts. He's behind the count here, 1-2. Livingston starting to settle in. Livingston coming into this championship series undefeated, 10-0. An ERA of just under 2 at 1.71. Did take the loss in the first game of this championship series in Duncan at Byrnes High School. Payoff pitch brings him up. First strikeout. So, after a half inning of play, it is Byrnes 1 and Ashley Ridge nothing, courtesy of the home run by Reed Rollman. We'll be back to finish out the first inning when we return to Lexington on the SCHSL Network. Welcome back to Knoll High School. Moving on to the bottom of the first inning. Byrnes leading 1-0. Here's the starting lineup for the Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes. Lorenzo White, center fielder, will lead off with his .366 average. Billy Siegler batting second, followed by Nick Bell. The cleanup batter is the first baseman, Brian Dye. Austin Livingston, the pitcher, will bat fifth. Nicole Furman, the second baseman. Jason Miller, Hamby, and the designated hitter, Garland, in the 9 hole. So Lorenzo Wright will stand in looking at Alex Cunningham, who was just in the zone on the hill in game number 1, had 13 strikeouts, 3 walks, gave up 5 hits, no runs, and the complete game shutout for the senior Alex Cunningham, who is facing right-handed batting Lorenzo Wright, who is 2 for 6 in this series. A couple of walks and a stolen base. Slaps that one over to the second baseman. Baxter drifts over and fires over to Hostetler for out number 1. So Wright goes down quickly, and that brings up Billy Siegler.
How about for the Swamp Foxes, the left fielder number 2, Billy Siegler.
Siegler, the left fielder, had a put out on the top of the first. Left-hander stands in, takes a cut and fouls it back to the screen. Here's the defensive lineup for Byrnes. Duggar in center field. Over on the left, you've got Reed Rollman, who blasted the home run, and right, Colton Corn. And the infielders, first baseman Luke Hostetler. Baxter is playing over at second. Bridgman at third, and shortstop Evan Sudduth, with Warren behind the plate and Alex Cunningham toting the rubber. Cunningham coming into this championship series with a 7-1 record. Improved his record to 8-1 after the Game 1 victory. 86 strikeouts on the year. He just had total control of his fastball and his change as well in game number 1 to bring up 13 Ashley Ridge batters. Two balls, 2 strikes on Billy Siegler. Left-handed batting left fielder. Fouls that one over to third base. Siegler was hitless in game number 1, 2 for 4. And Ashley Ridge in game number 2 swings and misses, and that's the first strikeout for Alex Cunningham.
How about for the Swamp Foxes, the catcher, number 7, Nick Bell.
2 quick outs here in the inning as the catcher Nick Bell stands in for Ashley Ridge. 1-0 score. Reed Rollman, the leadoff batter for Byrnes. A ripping home run over the right field wall. Here's the pitch from Cunningham. It's a little low for ball number 1. Fouled away. Over behind first base and out of play. As you see, Nick Bell, the catcher, standing in. He's a senior for head coach B.J. Bellish. It's strike number 2. Just on the outside corner. And he slaps that one over to the first baseman. Hostetler is going to toss to Cunningham for outs number 3. So good work for Alex Cunningham of the Byrnes Rebels as Ashley Ridge goes 1-2-3 to end the first inning. We'll move to the top of the second. With Byrnes leading 1-0. This is the SCHSL Network.
I'm liking the vineyard vines. Change it back up. I used to sell them top.
For all the fans who are out in the outfield, please do not hang over into the field off the fence. Thank you.
Jay's daughter plays softball.
We are ready for the top of the second inning. Due up for Byrnes, Alex Eubanks, Taylor Warren, and Evan Suddeth. Byrnes leading 1-0. Cunningham delivers his first pitch, catches the inside quarter for strike number 1. Alex Eubanks, his first at bat here in the championship series. Alec Acevedo was the DH in game number 1 and game number 2, and Coach Michael Moss going with the sophomore Eubanks here tonight. Righty-on-righty matchup. And Livingston ahead in the count 1-2. That's slapped over to the shortstop Miller. He will fire over to dive for out number 1. Good play over there by Miller. And that's his second opportunity tonight.
Taylor Warren.
Ashley Ridge. They're only a sophomore. So Taylor Warren stands in the box. Checking out Austin Livingston. Warren will slap that over. Miller, nice range. Throws quickly for out number 2. Good play by Miller, sophomore, just ranging over to his left.
Scooping it up and firing
quickly over to Brian Dye. Now the shortstop, Evan Suddeth. Suddeth has struggled a bit in this series. 1 for 5. He does have a walk. In game number 1 against Livingston, he was 0 for 2 with that walk. And that pitch bounces off home plate for ball number 2. So Suddeth ahead here in the count. 2 outs in the inning. Livingston making quick work so far. That ball is high and inside. And Suddeth ahead in the count 3-0. 3-1. Austin Livingston with 80 strikeouts on the season. Home plate umpire looks down to third. He says no. It is a ball. The bat did not cross the plane of the plate. So standing down at first base with a walk is Evan Suddeth. Now Colton Korn, the left-handed batting right fielder, stands in with 1 out and a runner on first. Second walk of the game issued by Austin Livingston. Runner goes, throw down, looks good, tag, he got it. Caught stealing. For out number 3. Beautiful throw by Nick Bell to Cole Furman, second baseman covering for the third and final out of the inning. That's going to do it, and we will move to the bottom of the second when we return to Lexington. Your score, it's Byrnes 1, Ashley Ridge 0. This is the SCHSL Network. middle of the order.
First baseman, number 9,
Here in the
Brian
second
Dye.
inning for Ashley Ridge. Brian Dye, and Austin Livingston, and Nicole Furman. Dye throws that one foul over behind the first base side. Take a look at that mustache on the face of the first baseman, Brian Dye. I asked him, how long did it take you to get that thing going? He said, well, I started it once we made the playoffs. That's his little good luck charm. Tried to get the team to rally around his look. Baseball players certainly a different breed, especially when it comes to superstition. And the pitch is outside. And the lefty, Brian Dye. Dye has had a good series at the plate. He's 2 for 7 with a double. He was hitless, though, in game number 2, but had a great first game. He pops that one over to the left fielder, Lee Rollman, for out number 1. So that brings up the pitcher, Austin Livingston. Will try to help his cause. His team trailing 1-0.
The pitcher, number 22, Austin Livingston.
On deck is Nicole Furman. Livingston has struggled with his bat here in the championship series. Only 1 hit. 1 for 7. That hit in game number 2, though, did drive in a run. Helping out his battery mate, who picked up the win in that very important second game, Patrick Mace, who pitched a complete game for Ashley Ridge. Zach Bridgman taking the loss for Byrnes in game number 2. Which has been very, very helpful for both of these coaches. Michael Moss for Byrnes and B.J. Bellish for Ashley Ridge. They have not had to utilize their bullpen. And that pitch from Cunningham. Breaking ball did not break. So it is 2-2 with 1 out. There's that one. They're slapped over the second baseman's glove for a hit. Livingston reaches. A nice single going the opposite way, just taking that pitch where he could from Alex Cunningham.
Swamp Foxes, second baseman, number 6, Nicole Furman.
Nice little inside-out swing for Austin Livingston. And he is standing on first base
number
with
8, Ryan Snow.
1 out in the inning, and we'll have a courtesy runner coming in for the pitcher, Livingston. First pitch is drilled to the backstop. Nicole Furman. Runner over there is Snow. Ryan Snow, the courtesy runner for Austin Livingston. Cole Furman standing in. Looks at ball 1 outside. Furman with a big game in Somerville in game number 2. Really had a nice day at the plate. 1 for 3 with a pair of RBIs. Also stole a base. Senior standing in, looking at a 1-1 count. Alex Cunningham deals. That ball is fouled out of play to the right side. That's Snow over there, the courtesy runner on first. Running for the pitcher, Austin Livingston, who slapped a single just over the glove of the second baseman, Baxter. Cunningham chases Snow back. And again. 1-2 count here with 1 out on the Ashley Ridge portion of the second. Cunningham, and that hit him. Cunningham struggling a bit early in this game, trying to find command of his breaking pitches. pitch just
Now batting for the Swamp Fox with the shortstop,
the jersey of
Jason
Furman,
Miller.
who go to first base. Hit by pitch. And Snow moves over to second. So a big chance here for Ashley Ridge and Jason Miller, the shortstop, who has been fantastic in the field so far. A sophomore standing in. Miller with a great game in the second game of this series after going hitless in game number 1 with 3 strikeouts, 2 for 3 in game number 2. Miller takes that pitch downstairs for ball number 1. Livingston got this started. Base hit that will drop right in front of the right fielder. The runner will be held at third, and the bases are juiced as Jason Miller delivers a single to right field to advance the runners. Still one out here in the inning. And that brings up Tyler Hamby, the right fielder. Again, these Ashley Ridge batters doing a good job of
Tyler Hamby.
Opposite direction. These pitches from Cunningham. So Hamby stands in. Righty on righty matchup. Swing and a miss. As Cunningham took a little off that pitch. And he's ahead of the count 1-1. Snow is on third. Furman on second. And Jason Miller first. A pair of singles and a hit batsman in this inning for Ashley Ridge. There's one out. Swing and a miss. That was a wicked pitch there from Cunningham. As he sends Hamby over to the dugout. Second strikeout of the game for Cunningham. So Austin Garland, the designated hitter, is at the plate now. Garland is just a sophomore. Swing and a miss for Garland. Now coming into the championship series, Garland only had 2 plate appearances for the entire year. He was thrust into the DH role in game number 1. Hit a double in that game. Went 1 for 2 in game number 2 with the game-winning RBI. And this young man only with 2 plate appearances the entire year. Big opportunity here. Bases loaded. Trailing 1-0. He's ahead in the count 2-1. Austin Garland's a junior. Swing and a miss. The count is even now, 2-2. This is a huge pitch here for Alex Cunningham, trying to work himself out of a jam. Bases loaded, 2-2. Looking at the number 9 batter, Austin Garland. Garland has only had 7 total plate appearances all year, 5 here in the championship series. Swing and a miss, it struck him out. Huge pitch for Cunningham as he rings up his 3rd K of the game. More importantly, escapes the second with no harm. We'll move to the top spot of the 3rd inning. It still Byrnes 1, Ashley Ridge nothing. And we return to Lexington here on the SCHSL Network.
And it's just a reminder that at the concession stand located right below the press box, there's ice cold bottled water for $1. French fries, cheese sticks, chicken fingers, corn dogs, and hot dogs. Come on by and grab you something cold to drink and good to eat.
start the third inning. On the top of the third with the bottom of the order up again, Colton Korn, the right fielder, as he was at the plate last inning when Evan Suddeth was thrown out trying to swipe second base. So here in the top half of the third, Korn stands in, takes ball number 1, now ball number 2. Well, that sneaks in there for a strike, so the count runs even. 1-1 here on the senior right fielder, Colton Korn, also a wide receiver on that Byrnes football team, which won the Class 4A state championship over Gaffney. And we have broadcast for you naturally here on the SCHSL network. Korn here in this series 1 for 5 with a walk, and he scored a run. He's punched out here though. Nice piece of work by Livingston. Record his second strikeout.
Number 6, Reed Rollman.
And that brings up top of the order Reed Rollman, who blasted that home run over the right field wall back in the first inning to get this game going. Slaps that one to short. Miller with another chance, fires over to Dye, and Dye scoops it out. Out number 2. I've been very, very impressed with the play of Miller.
The center fielder number 4, Stephen Duggar.
Miller at short, sophomore. Also, Miller was not the starting shortstop coming into this championship series. He's had 3 big plays over there in the middle of the field so far in this game. 2 outs here in the top of the third now as Stephen Duggar stands in. Duggar walked his first trip to the plate. He's looking at a 1-1 count here. 2 down in the inning. Here's the pitch from Livingston. Right at the knees for strike number 2. Well, after giving up the home run to start this game and then the walk, after that, Livingston has settled down. Dye will take it unassisted for out number 3. Quick work again for the pitcher, Austin Livingston. And they'll move to the bottom of the third. Swamp Foxes still trailing the Rebels 1-0. You're watching the South Carolina High School League Network. Top of the order here for Ashley Ridge in the third. Lorenzo Wright.
Somebody for Ashley Ridge, the center field number 1, Lorenzo Wright.
Baseman Baxter. His first appearance in the first inning. He'll be followed by Billy Siegler and then Nick Bell, the catcher. Broken ball. Infield ball. There's Lorenzo Wright. He's ahead in the count. Head down 2-0. As Cunningham fires that one outside. Alex Cunningham was as sharp as a tack in game number 1. 13 strikeouts. He issued 3 walks, gave up 5 hits, no runs. And he pulls even with Lorenzo right now, 2-2. Right, 2 for 6. Now 2 for 7 in this series. Slaps that foul as the first baseman Hostetler gives chase, but out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Lorenzo Wright coming into the championship series batting .366, 13 RBIs, 6 doubles and a triple. Facing a 2-2 count here. Appeal down to first. And that's ball number 3. Payoff pitch. Foul back behind home plate. So Wright will dig in again. On Alex Cunningham. Cunningham kicks and deals. That's low for ball 4. So a lead-off walk is given up by Alex Cunningham, the staff ace for Michael Moss and the Byrnes Rebels.
Number 2, Billy Siegler.
Every coach will say a lead-off walk will most likely come back to haunt you. Let's see if that will be the case here in the 3rd. As Billy Siegler stands in, you've got to be very, very careful with Lorenzo Wright. He is a speedster of the 1st, but that ball gets away from Hostet and the throw from Cunningham, so he easily moves him to 2nd. And a pass ball from the pitcher to the 1st baseman. I still believe Hostet really had a play with that. So Wright is over on 2nd. Showing bunt is Siegler. And this would be a great time to try to lay down a bunt. Righty on lefty matchup. Squares, beautiful bunt. Only play will be at the 1st. And Siegler does his job at the sacrifice as Wright moves over to 3rd base, and that will only take a deep fly ball for Nick Bell to put Wright on plate to tie this game.
Highlighted for the Ashland Red Swamp Foxes, the catcher, number 7, Nick Bell.
A beautiful sacrifice by Siegler. Now Bell stands in with 1 out in the inning, and Lorenzo Wright's over on 3rd base. Wright with 14 steals coming into the championship series. Stolen base back in game 1. And that is going to be a gapper. Nope, he pulls it down, and Wright will tag. Play at the plate as close as safe. And they'll tag on one apiece. That was a great throw coming in from right field by Colton Corn. That ball was going to drop. Corn made the play. Nick Bell does his job.
Lorenzo Wright, the 1st baseman, number 9, Brian Bond.
Two outs, bases cleared for Brian Dye, and he will send that to center field. Easy play for Stephen Dudley to end the inning. But the Ashley Ridge Silver Foxes tied up at 1 apiece. 1 hit, 1 run, no errors. We'll move to the top of the 4th. This is the SCHSL Network. Welcome back. 1-1-0 for Byrnes, 1-3-0 for Ashley Ridge. And standing in for the Byrnes Rebels will be Alex Cunningham, the pitcher, to face Austin Livingston for the second
Alex
time.
Cunningham.
Cunningham to fly out to left field. His last at bat. And Livingston quickly ahead in the count 0-1. Livingston does not waste time out there on the mound. He likes to work aggressively and quickly. Gets the sign from his catcher, Nick Bell. There's a drive into the gap in left field. This could be extra bases. Rounding first is Cunningham, and he will stand in at second. And a double. Good piece of hitting there by Alex Cunningham. So he dropped that double right in the gap. The left fielder in the foul.
Byrnes, number 11, Ryan Byrnes.
So that brings up
Now batting for the Rebels, the first baseman,
Luke Hostetler.
Luke Hostetler.
Hostetler grounded out to short his first at bat. Now running for Byrnes will be Ryan Veras. Courtesy runner for the pitcher, Cunningham. That ball got right in there on Hostetler. He's okay. Cunningham, or excuse me, Austin Livingston just drilled him right on the left forearm. So the first hit batsman for Austin Livingston, B.J. Bellish, will come out. Nick Bell trots up to the mound. Word with his single pitcher, Austin Livingston. Lead-off double for Alex Cunningham. Luke Hostetler at first after being hit by the first pitch he sees from
Now batting for the Rebels, third baseman, number 17, Zach Bridgman.
Zach Bridgman, strikeout victim, his last at-bat. Stands in with nobody out, and runners on first and second. They'll try to lay down the bunt. It is beautiful, barehanded by Livingston. The runners advance. And as Livingston, his only play was to die at first. But a wonderful job by Zach Bridgman.
Now batting for the Rebels, the designated hitter,
Move the
number 9,
runners over.
Alex Eubanks.
So one out here for Alex Eubanks, the sophomore designated hitter. He grounded out to short his last at-bat. Byrnes putting up a threat here. A 1-1 ball game. Top of the fourth inning. Veras is at third, the courtesy runner for the pitcher Cunningham. Breaking ball misses inside. The ball to the 2. And Hostetler is rolling around second base. He's a step or two over on second. That is drilled into left field. We'll score 1 run at least. And we're going to hold the runner at third, Hostetler. But Veras comes in to score, and Byrnes reclaims the lead after the RBI single by designated hitter Alex Eubanks.
Now batting for the Rebels, the catcher, number
piece of
13,
hitting there.
Taylor Warren.
For Eubanks, he picks up the RBI and moves Hostetler over to third. So runners at the corners here with one out. One run already in the top of the fourth. And Taylor Warren, the catcher. 0 for 1 after grounding out to Miller, the shortstop. Back in the second inning. Warren trying to add some more. Now bunt, a squeeze play, they got it. Excellent job, and he pulls the runner off first, he is safe. How about that? Excellent job of coaching there by Michael Moss, and his players deliver. Runners on first and second, only one out. 2 runs are already in. As Taylor Warren is safe at first. They get the RBI on the squeeze play.
Courtesy runner for the Rebels, number 15, Lyrics Blue.
So certain we're going to score that error of the play. I'm going to give Warren an infield hit on that. So, meeting of the mound. You see the fans from Duncan, South Carolina that made the trip down Interstate 26 from Spartanburg County, cheering their team on as Byrnes Rebels lead 3-1 now. So, lead-off double by the pitcher, Alex Cunningham.
Now batting for the Rebels, the shortstop,
by the pitch.
Evan Sutter.
Bridgman moving the runners over with a beautiful sacrifice bunt. Eubanks with a huge RBI. Now another bunt, third baseman charging in, only play is to first. Good play over there by Dye at first to get back on the bag after taking the throw offline from the third baseman.
Now batting for the Rebels, right fielder number 5, Colton Korn.
2 outs now. Colton Korn stands in. And the runners advance. Runner on third and a runner on second. Colton Korn, strikeout victim his last at bat. Behind in the count 0-1. As Austin Livingston will try to work his way out of this inning. Gives up 2 runs to Byrnes. Top of the 4th. Really was not expecting, I don't think anybody was, actually Ridge certainly was not expecting the squeeze play. And Livingston fans Colton Korn for the second time to get himself out of the inning, but not before Byrnes tallies 2 and reclaims the lead. We'll move to the bottom of the 4th with Byrnes leading 3-1 when we return to Lexington and White Knoll High School here on the South Carolina High School League Network. Welcome back to Lexington. Ashley Ridge, the Swamp Foxes will have the middle of the order.
Austin Livingston,
Nicole Furman, and Jason Miller. In the half of the 4th, trailing 3-1 to face Alex Cunningham. Cunningham with 3 strikeouts so far. He had 13 in game number 1 at Byrnes High School in Duncan, South Carolina last Tuesday night. This is ball 2. So Livingston, the pitcher who laced a single back in the 2nd inning. 1 for 1 so far tonight. Count moves to 2-1 now. Four hits for Byrnes, 2 for Ashley Ridge. And base on balls. They send Livingston down to first base. And he'll trot over to the dugout. Will pass the baton over to the pinch runner, Ryan Snow, courtesy runner.
Second baseman number 6,
and he'll be held on by Hostetler, the first baseman. So Cole Furman will stand in now. He was hit by a pitch the last time he faced Alex Cunningham back in the second inning. Runner on first, nobody out. And Cole Furman watches that pitch sail outside. He's ahead in the count 1-0. Byrnes leading 3-1. We got 1 run in the first, 2 in the fourth. He's got a piece of it, fouling it down in the dirt. Goes to the screen for strike number 1. Alex Cunningham stands in, fires to the plate, and that is fouled back. So Cunningham runs ahead now in the count of McCole Furman, 1-2. Nobody out, runner on first. That's the courtesy runner, Ryan Snow. Dribbled over the shortstop. Could be a tough play for Evan Sutter. Throw is late, and he is saved with an infield hit. Cole Furman. That was a tough play for Evan Sutter at the shortstop, as that ball was hit very hard. He had to charge to his right. And kind of throw off balance a bit, and Cole Furman with wheels. So runners on first and second, as that bunt attempt is fouled back by Jason Miller, who had a single to right field back in the second inning. He's 1 for 1 so far tonight, and has played outstandingly well in the field, the sophomore shortstop. Runners on first and second here, nobody out with the Swamp Foxes trailing by 2. He squares over to bunt, and that one has popped up behind home plate into the stands, out of play. So let's see if B.J. Bellish is going to take off the bunt signal. 2 strikes. As the Swamp Foxes trying to play a little bit of small ball here with Miller. Trying to move a pair of runners in the scoring position. That signal is taken off. That pitch is low and outside for ball number 1. One and 2. Cunningham goes behind Cole Furman. And it's 2-2 now. For Alex Cunningham, you certainly do not want to lose Jason Miller here after getting ahead quickly in the count 0-2. Miller swings and misses. Strikeout number 4 for Alex Cunningham. Big pitch by the senior. He just races the fastball past Jason Miller for strike number 3. So that brings Tyler Hamby to the plate, the right fielder. There's a strikeout victim back in the second inning. Got a chance here, though, with runners on first and second. Snow, the courtesy runner, second, as the runners now will advance. As the ball gets away from the catcher, Warren. And the sacrifice bunt does not work, but the pass ball does. So Jason Miller can say that he did his job, even though it comes in the form of Tyler Hamby standing in there. 1-0 count, and his coach Michael Moss from Byrnes High School heads to the mound along with Taylor Warren, the catcher. I think this not only is a situation where Michael Moss wants to just check on his senior flamethrower Alex Cunningham and just kind of settle him down with nobody out, or excuse me, with 1 out and runners in scoring position at second and third, but he also wants to make sure that he and Warren are together on the sides. So Hamby stands in. The 1-0 count. Fouls that one into the screen right side. Strike number 1. Austin Garland is on deck. Alex Cunningham kicks and deals. Inside breaking pitch gets Hamby swinging. And it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. They will ring up Tyler Hamby. A huge pitch for Alex Cunningham for out number 2 in this inning with runners at second and third. Second strikeout
hitter, number 19, Austin Garland.
Given to Hamby. And now Austin Garland batting in the 9-hole stands in. He too struck out his last plate appearance. Slaps that one foul. Corn gives chase, but it will sail out of play. Snow standing on third, running for Austin Livingston, who walked to lead off the inning. Then McCole Furman over on second. He got the infield hit to the shortstop. And then Cunningham is sit down the last 2 batters on strikes. Count is even now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, and a pair of runners aboard. He slaps that one to right. Colton Corn had him played perfectly for out number 3. So Cunningham again works himself out of a jam. The Byrnes Rebels lead 3-1. We'll move to the 6th inning, and we return to Lexington here on the SCHSL Network. We're back in Lexington, 3-1 score, Byrnes leading Ashley Ridge. The Swamp Foxes with the bases jammed in the 2nd, and Alex Cunningham works himself out without allowing any damage.
Number 6, Reed
bottom of the 4th, Cunningham has runners aboard. Ashley Ridge with runners on 2nd and 3rd, and then Cunningham works himself out of another jam without allowing a run. So some excellent timely pitching by Byrnes and Alex Cunningham. Now the Byrnes Rebels sending up the top of the order, Reed Rollman to the plate to start off the 5th inning. Rollman got this game going with that big solo home run out to right field. Grounded out to the shortstop, his 2nd at bat. So Rollman 1-2 here on the night with a big solo shot to start this game. Livingston fires outside for ball 1. He's still ahead in the count 1-2 on Reed Rollman. Rollman pops that one up. Second baseman calling for it. Drifting over, squeezing it for out number 1. Cole Furman with the put out.
Now batting for the Byrnes Rebels.
That brings up Stephen Duggar.
Stephen Duggar.
Duggar 0 for 1 on the night with a walk. Grounded out unassisted to the first baseman, Dye, back in the 3rd inning. Stephen Duggar, the senior, coming into the championship series with a .444 batting average. 2 home runs. Duggar's had himself a good series as well. Duggar 3 for 7 in this series with a pair of doubles and has scored 2 runs. 0-2 pitch. Just a little waist pitch right there. Outside for ball 1. And Duggar fouls that one out of play behind home plate. So the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. One of the senior Stephen Duggar, talented center fielder. This is Byrnes' 3rd trip to the state championship. They have yet to win. Looking for their first title after making 3 consecutive appearances. Duggar grounds out to die.
Now batting for the Rebels, the pitcher number 7,
tonight.
Alex
So 2
Cunningham.
outs quickly now here in the top of the 5th, and that brings up Alex Cunningham. Ashley Ridge, it's a high school down in Somerville that has only been in existence for 4 years. This is their first championship appearance. 2 years ago, Byrnes lost at this stadium at the Wolf's Den to the White Knoll Timberwolves back in 2010. And Byrnes losing to Sumter. 3 games for you here on the SCHSL network. Game number 3 is won by Sumter over at Gilbert. So the Byrnes Rebels trying to break the last 2 times that they have played in Lexington County. It just hasn't been very good for Byrnes. But right now they're leading 3-1 over Ashley Ridge. Solo shot by Roman in the first. That ball is drilled. That is going way back to left field, and it drops just in front of the wall, and that's going to be a 2-out double for Alex Cunningham. What a night. His 2nd double of the evening for Cunningham. Really helping his cause at the plate. So he got all of that pitch, sending it to the gap over between left and center field. He'll get a courtesy runner here. It will be Ryan Varus. So Luke Hostetler will stand in. Scored a run back in the 4th inning. He was hit by a pitch. Grounded out to short in the 1st, and he is 0 for 1 on the night. Drills that one to right field. And coming over to make out number 3 is Tyler Hanby. So the 2-out double by Alex Cunningham. No harm for Austin Livingston and the Swamp Foxes. We will move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Your score from Lexington, it is Byrnes 3, Ashley Ridge 1. You're watching the SCHSL Network.
Corn dogs and hot dogs. Come on by and get some.
Welcome back to Lexington, South Carolina, White Knoll High School.
Center
I am
fielder number
Birch
1,
Antley.
Lorenzo
Join
Wright.
us here on the SCHSL Network as we move to the top of the 5th inning. Excuse me, the bottom of the 5th inning with the top of the order for Ashley Ridge. Lorenzo Wright grounded out to 2nd in the 1st, walked and scored a run in the 3rd. Takes that pitch for strike number 1 from Alex Cunningham. third and final game of this best-of-3 series of the Class 4A state championship. It's going to be moved around the calendar due to rain all over the state of South Carolina last week. It played havoc not only with this series, but some other baseball and softball finals that were being played. Game number 1 was scheduled for Monday. It did not occur until Tuesday. And game number 2 was held up all the way to Saturday. And that's our third and final game of the series. Great crowd, beautiful weather day here in the Midlands of South Carolina. 3-2 count on Lorenzo Wright. Cunningham fires. And again, a leadoff walk issued to Lorenzo Wright. And that's just what Ashley Ridge wanted. You've got to be very, very wary of Lorenzo Wright on first base. As a pair of steals in this series, 16 on the year for Wright. He advanced to second his last time aboard with a pass ball from the pitcher to the first baseman. Cunningham comes to the plate and is fouled back by Billy Siegler. Siegler, a strikeout and a wonderful sacrifice bunt back in the third that moved Lorenzo Wright from second to third. Siegler, the lefty, facing the right-handed Alex Cunningham. 3-1 ball game for the 4A state championship. Bottom of the 5th inning, we play 7. Cunningham chases Wright back over to first. Late stages of this ball game, trailing by 2. You've got to think that Wright might be moving at some point. It's just how aggressive B.J. Bellish, the head coach for the Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes, wants to be. Siegler is behind in the count 0-2 here to Cunningham. Big pitch for Alex Cunningham and the Byrnes Rebels. He strikes him out. Strikeout number 6 for Alex Cunningham. As he rings up Billy Siegler. So that brings up Nick Bell. Bell 0 for 2 here tonight, but he does have an RBI. As in the 4th inning, he drove in Lorenzo Wright. And a fly out to the right fielder. And Nick Bell has had a tough series at the plate for the Swamp Foxes. He's 1 for 5 coming into this ball game, so Bell is certainly due, and he is certainly capable. A very good year for Bell this season. Batting .448 with a home run coming into this series, 39 RBIs. Leading RBI man on the team for Ashley Ridge. Settles in on his stance about Cunningham behind the count 0-1. Takes that pitch outside for a ball, low and away. Runner on first, that's Lorenzo Wright. 2-1 ball game here for Byrnes. Bottom half of the 5th. Off-speed pitch. This is the mark. It's 2 balls, 1 strike down. Runner's going. He got a great jump over there. And he beats the throw easily. Lorenzo Wright with another stolen base. And he was pretty much halfway there before Cunningham's pitch reached the mitt of Warren, the catcher. And just an excellent jump by Lorenzo Wright. 3-1 count. That ball is slapped foul out of play. Bell with a runner in scoring position. Lorenzo Wright down at second. Bell, full count, 3-2. Payoff pitch. And Austin. So Bell will head down to first base with the walk.
Now batting for Swamp Fox is the first baseman, number 9, Brian Dye. Courtesy runner for the Swamp Fox is number 3, Jacob Thompson.
It's only the fourth walk issued by Alex Cunningham. And now Brian Dye, the first baseman, flew out to left, flew out to center in the second and third innings. 0 for 2 here tonight. Left-hander digs in. This could be a big plate appearance for Dye. It's a big hack, but fouls it back to the screen. It's 0-1. Dye went 2 for 3 with a double in game number 1. He was hitless in game number 4. He has yet to collect a hit here in game number 3. Just nips the outside corner for a strike. And Cunningham is ahead quickly on Brian Dye, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Runners on first and second. 1 out here in the inning. Byrnes with a 2-run lead. Here comes the pitch. Fouled away behind the third base line. Brian Dye will stand in for another look. Cunningham with 6 strikeouts. He has really worked himself off 2 big jams. That one is going to dribble over shortstop, a chance for 2, and they don't even hit the lead runner, and Lorenzo Wright will head home, play at third, and Wright is, the runner coming from second to third is safe as well. So runners on the corners. And a routine play. Brian Dye scores Lorenzo Wright. As Evan Sudduth, the shortstop, fielded it cleanly, and he tossed it over to Luke Hostetler, who was going to step on second, and Hostetler was unable to get that ball into his glove. It sailed all the way into right field. So on the play. Scores Lorenzo Wright. Third base, Bell advances from second to third. Brian Dye is standing at first. So for the second time tonight, Ashley Ridge has the bases loaded. They were unable to do anything, and they jammed them back in the 4th inning. Cunningham, excuse me, that was back in the 2nd. Cunningham worked himself out of that jam. And he is looking at runners on first and third here. Bases are not loaded. So another pickle for Alex Cunningham. The run is in. And it's a 3-2 ball game here at the bottom of the 5th. And Austin Livingston, the pitcher, is at the plate. A single and a walk here tonight for Livingston. Only 1 out here in the inning. Runners at the corners. Cunningham fakes the throw to third, works back the runner at first. Cunningham comes to the plate. Pitch is low. Ball number 2. So Austin Livingston standing in, trying to help his cause, the pitcher. Looking to at least tie this game up. And he'll certainly do that as he drives that one into right field. Korn is there. The runner Bell ties up for third, and he scores easily. And we are all tied, 3-3. So the error proving costly 2-run error given up by Byrnes. And we are tied 3-3.
Now that for Swamp Fox, the second baseman, number 6.
Drives in the run on the fly out to Colton Korn over in right field. Brian Dye did not tag, so he remains at first. And Cole Furman, the second baseman, as Dye was off and running on a hit and run. And Cole Furman hit by a pitch back in the second, reaching on an infield hit to the shortstop back in the fourth. So he was 1 for 1 tonight. 2 outs here in the inning, tie ball game. The pitch is outside for 1-1. Count remains even, 1-1 strike. Hostetler holding Dye over at first. Cunningham. And he slaps right over second base for a hit. Good piece of work by Cole Furman. Keep this inning alive for the Swamp Foxes of Ashley Ridge. And that brings up Jason Miller, the shortstop. 1 for 2 here tonight, a single and a strikeout.
The Swamp Fox with the shortstop, number 15, Jason Miller.
So Brian Dye is down at second. Cole Furman standing on first. And sophomore Jason Miller at the plate. Miller only had 1 at-bat the entire season coming into this state championship series. The pitch is in there for a strike. Fastball popped in from Alex Cunningham. And the opportunity to be a big-time hero by sophomore Miller. Pitch is outside. Good job by Warren, the catcher, to keep that ball in front of him. No hits in this inning, but 2 runs are in. That one is slapped back to Cunningham's field. Close play. It's thrown away by Baxter, the second baseman. Now they've got the runner from second, possibly in a rundown, but Warren decides not to throw over there. Could have had a possible rundown situation as Brian Dye moves over to third.
Number 18, Tyler Hamby.
Cole Furman down to second. He was kind of caught halfway between second and third, but Warren just looked him back over there, did not make a throw. So Jason Miller is aboard. Second error of the inning. Now Hamby with the bases loaded. 2 outs. A tie game. Alex Cunningham trying to work himself out of this jam. No hits in this inning, and 2 runs are in. The bases are loaded. Leadoff walk to Lorenzo Wright, and Stoll second. A walk to Nick Bell, and then Brian Dye reaching fielder's choice. There was an error on the play. Allowed a run to score. And then Austin Livingston driving in the second run on the flyout. It's now tied for third. 3-1 count. Alex Cunningham. 3-1 pitch. He's in there for a strike. Tyler Hamby. 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of strikeouts. Here comes the payoff. The runners are going. And it's fouled out to the screen. 3-2 count with 2 outs. The runners will be moving with the pitch. Byrnes had the 3-1 lead into this inning. 2 runs scored unearned. Fouled away. For the Swamp Foxes here in this frame. Get themselves back in this ball game. 2 errors committed. And slapped to short. The runner was going, so he's safe. Play is over at first, and he got him. Sudeth, heads up play, getting Hamby at first. So the inning has finally come to a close, but a rough one for the Byrnes Rebels. We are tied 3-3. We'll return to Lexington in just a moment here on the SCHSL Network.
What kind of umpire y'all get? Pretty good. Pretty good. Better than what you got.
We move to the top of the 6th inning.
Now batting for the Rebels, third baseman, number 17.
Byrnes will send the middle of the order to the plate. Zach Bridgman, Alex Eubanks, and Taylor Warren. On top of the 6th, Austin Livingston. The pitcher for Ashley Rose. 3 strikeouts here tonight. He's allowed 3 runs. Sneaks through. Diving attempt by the second baseman, Cole Fine. So a leadoff hit for Zach Bridgman. And he is aboard.
Now batting for the Rebels, designated hitter number 9, Alex Eubanks.
Batter. RBI single back in the 4th inning for Eubanks. Ground out to the shortstop his first at bat. He's 1 for 2. Fell back to the screen. Six hits on the night for the Byrnes Rebels. And quickly, Livingston ahead in the count 0-2. Frames that pitch and sends down Alex Eubanks. That's up high. It's 0-2 now. Sorry about that, folks. I thought that would have been the 3rd strike, but it's strike number 2. Count runs even now, 2-2. Runner on first is Zach Bridgman. And now he gets him. Livingston punches out Alex Eubanks. He just froze Eubanks on that pitch.
Now batting for the Rebels,
Get the
catcher
bat
number
off
13,
his shoulders.
Taylor Warren.
And it's 1 out in the inning with Taylor Warren, the catcher, standing in. Warren ground out to the shortstop his first at bat, then an RBI single in the 4th. Slaps that one foul behind home plate. Leading off at first is Bridgman. Pitch is low. Ball number 1. one strike. One out here in the inning. Runner aboard. Taylor Warren, the catcher, at the plate. We're locked in a 3-3 tie. Pitch falls in for strike number 2. Evan Suddeth is on deck. Excellent crowd on hand here. A wonderful facility. We'll stand on the campus of Knoll High School. Field conditions are perfect. This is just a great baseball stadium. Wonderful location. Maintained very, very nicely. That one was fouled back. Stay in. No, out of play, so nothing Nick Bell could do, the catcher. And the count remains at 2-2. Sid Dye holding on to Zach Bridgman over at first. One out here in the inning. 3-3 game for the 4A state championship. This is winner take all. Oh, beautiful, just a wicked breaking pitch. That broke right to left. And he freezes Taylor Warren for a second strikeout of the inning. And strikeout number 5 of the night for Austin Livingston. So Evan Suddeth will stand in. Reached on a walk and then was caught stealing back in the second. Grounded out to third base in the 4th. It looks like we might be having a pinch hitter as Michael Moss, the head coach, stands in next to the umpire, and he has his score sheet out. Suddeth is still taking swings right beside him. So it's a pinch runner, actually. So we've got Lyrics Klug running over on first. And Evan Suddeth will remain as the hitter on the shortstop. Pitch is low for ball number 1. Lyrics Klug was substituted in as a pinch runner in game number 1. Ball is slapped to the screen for strike number 1. 2 outs here in the inning. As Austin Livingston, after giving up a leadoff single, striking out the next 2 batters he has faced. The count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. With Evan Suddeth on the plate, as Evan got a piece of the umpire. He is okay. He's going to compare whirlwinds over there with Bell, the catcher. And now we'll have Suddeth back in the box. He'll dig in. A 1-1 count. Livingston will chase Klug back over to first. Tears the rubber. Approaches the plate. And that one is slapped to Miller, who will take it himself at number 3. And that's going to do it for Byrnes in the top of the 6th. 1 hit, no runs. They're still tied, 3 apiece. Ashley Ridge is due up next. We will return to White Knoll High School here on the SCHSL Network. law-abiding time here in Lexington, South Carolina. So it looks like some French fry eating time as well back there. These fans from Byrnes High School as we move into the bottom of the 6th inning. Tie ball again, 3-3. Alex Cunningham has been stellar on the mound, but just did not get any help from his defense back in the 5th inning. 2 runs scoring on 1 hit and 2 errors. For Ashley Ridge back in the 5th. Otherwise, Cunningham has been very good on the hill. 6 strikeouts. Wiggled his way out of a bases-loaded jam in the 2nd. And then got out of the jam in the 4th with runners on the corners. They had the bases loaded in the 5th with Ashley Ridge looking to take the lead and was able to induce Tyler Hamby to round out to the shortstop. Now Austin Garland stands in, the designated hitter. 0 for 2 here tonight. Strikeout and a fly out to the right fielder. Shot and a miss. And Garland is retired. Strikeout number 7.
Now batting the swamp box, center fielder number 1, Lorenzo Wright.
So back to the top of the order, and Lorenzo Wright ground out a pair of walks. He scored 2 runs. So you know that BJ Bellish really wants his leadoff center fielder to get on base here. Every time he's been on tonight, he's come home to score. 1 ball, 1 strike. To Wright, senior center fielder. Breaking pitch, Wright loops it into center. Charging in is Duggar, and he makes the play. Stephen Duggar for out number 2. Billy
Now batting for the swamp box with the left fielder number 2, Billy Siegler.
3 strikeouts and sacrifice. BJ Bellish wants to talk to his left fielder. BJ Bellish and his wife welcoming their 2nd child just 2 weeks ago, right in the thick of the district championships and the lower state championships. I talked to BJ last week. So, yeah, I had a bit of a busy week last week. Spending his time between the hospital and the diamond. As we look at the proud new papa, BJ Bellish, the head coach of Ashley Ridge. Get something going with Billy Siegler here to break this tie with 2 outs. Siegler pops that one out of play over behind the 3rd base line. Count runs 1 and 2. As you see, the Ashley Ridge fans have made the drive west on Interstate 26 from Centerville, South Carolina, into Lexington. And this is outside of the ball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the inning. Nobody aboard. Cunningham jammed Siegler, but he was able to fight it off. He'll do it again. This has been a good at-bat for Billy Siegler, fouling off some pitches and elevating that pitch count for Alex Cunningham. Cunningham, he got him, swing and a miss. He sits down. Billy Siegler, his 8th strikeout of the night, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. We move to the 7th and final frame from Lexington, South Carolina. Don't go away. Keep it right here on the SCHSL Network.
Byrnes, number 10, Alec
All
Acevedo.
right, we are back in Lexington at White Knoll High School for the 7th and final inning of championship baseball. As we move to extras, Alec Acevedo will stand in as the pinch hitter for Colton Corn. Acevedo is the DH in the first and second of the championship series, first and second games. Senior standing in. Acevedo 1 for 2 to the walk. Last time he faced Austin Livingston. Game number 1 last Tuesday. Two balls, 1 strike. Acevedo. Austin Livingston. And that's it. For Acevedo, he is out on strikes.
Now back to the Rebels, the left fielder, number 6, Reed Roman.
Top of the order we go with Reed Roman, the left fielder who got this game started with a blast over the right field wall. He's been quiet since then. Ground out to the shortstop and a fly out to the second baseman. Loses his bat. He fouled that one back. His second home run of the year in this ball game. That's how we started the evening. He drilled it over the right field wall. No balls, 1 strike. He squares to bunt. Races that one down. That's a beauty. First baseman die over to the pitcher. He's safe. That was a good looking swinging bunt there almost for Reed Roman. Really catching that Ashley Ridge defense off guard. And he placed it perfectly. Livingston made a
Rebels,
good play on the pitcher.
Stephen Duggar.
Just did not have time to toss it over to Dye. It's an infield hit for Reed Roman. Stephen Duggar stands in now. Duggar 0 for 2. He walked back in the first inning. And grounded out to the first baseman. His next 2 at-bats. Duggar, the center fielder, stands in with a runner aboard. A 3-3 tie. Lefty versus righty matchup here. With Stephen Duggar, left-handed hitting center fielder. Takes that pitch, low for a ball. Count runs to 2-0. So Reed Roman on first. Always a dangerous situation with a left-handed batter. Got a big space between first and second as Dye is holding the runner over there. Second baseman is playing deeper than normal because he's going to have to help his first baseman out if that ball is hit in the gap. Since Dye is holding the runner, his reaction time is really cut. Tries to bounce off quickly. Dirt over there between first and second. Drilled into right field for a base hit. Rounding second and into third is Roman, and it's a double for Stephen Duggar. Boy, was he on his wheels into second base. Beautiful piece of hitting for Stephen Duggar as he just took that pitch right where he wanted it. In scoring position for the Byrnes Rebels here in the top of the 7th inning. And Alex Cunningham, who has been red hot tonight, a pair of doubles. Stand in to face Austin Livingston. Alex Cunningham lacing a pair of doubles into left field his last two at-bats. Slide out to left back in the first. So it has been pretty much dead pull hitting for Alex Cunningham here tonight. I'm sure that B.J. Bellish is telling his pitcher and his infielders over there that this guy, play him to straightaway pull, and probably going to shade the left fielder over a little bit closer to the foul line. One out in the inning. Byrnes with a runner on second and a runner on third. Reed Rollman is at third after hitting a board on an infield hit, and the sophomore, or the junior rather, Duggar was at second. And Hostetler is at the plate.
First runner for the Rebels is number 11, Ryan Byrnes. Now batting for the Rebels, the first baseman, number 20, Luke Hostetler.
So that was actually Cunningham who raced his third double. He got behind. No way I can get behind this. Alex Cunningham in my book should be the batter. Luke Hostetler should be. I missed the intentional walk. Okay, that's it. So the bases are loaded. For Luke Hostetler, and that's yeah, a very smart move to intentionally walk Alex Cunningham. He's been blasting doubles in time tonight. So the bases are loaded with one out. Ashley Ridge with a chance for a double play here to get out of this huge jam, but the infield is drawn in. Certainly not at double play depth. One out, bases loaded, tie ball game. Luke Hostetler. 0 for 2 tonight, was hit by a pitch. Drives that one out of play. Behind that Byrnes dugout. 1-2. Luke Hostetler. That's high for another ball. So Rollman is on third, Duggar is on second, and Cunningham is on first after the intentional walk. That pitch just missed outside. Austin Livingston bearing down. Swing and miss it. Got him for strike number 3. A huge pitch for Austin Livingston. 2 outs in the inning now with
Now batting for the Rebels,
bases
third
jammed.
baseman, 17,
Nowhere
Zach
to put
Bridgman.
Zach Bridgman, as he will stand in and strike out a sacrifice and a single for Bridgman here tonight. Good straight line, right down the pipe. Now the infield relaxes, plays in their normal depth. 2 outs here in the inning. Strike number 2. And Livingston quickly ahead. 0-2 count. And he is ready to bring this to Bridgman again. Bridgman puts it over to Dye. It's going to be a tough play. Livingston is there, and he got him for out number 3. Wow. Livingston gets out of a huge jam. Bases loaded. Nobody is plated, and we move to the bottom of the 7th inning when we return to Lexington. This is the SCHSL Network. for Byrnes, 3-4-0 for Ashley Ridge. We're at the bottom of the 7th inning here from Knoll High School in Lexington, South Carolina. What has been a nail-biter for the Class 4A state championship. Nick Bell, Brian Dye, and Austin Livingston are due up here for Ashley Ridge in the bottom half of the 7th. And a soft hit ball to Suddeth, and that is going to pull the first baseman off. The throw got a little bit wild from Suddeth. Would have been a bang-bang play, and Ashley Ridge has a leadoff man aboard. As Nick Bell, I'll give him an infield hit on that because Suddeth is going to have to make a great play. That would have been tough all the way around. So an infield hit for Nick Bell. He'll get the courtesy runner,
first baseman, number 9,
catcher. So
Brian Dye.
Jacob Thompson will be a runner at first. And Brian Dye, who is definitely due. He has been struggling since the first game of this best-of-3 series. He reached on a fielder's choice his last at-bat. 0 for 3 tonight. Runner going, hit and run, and he connects. The runner will have to stop at second as the left fielder, Reed Woolman, came charging in to keep Nick Bell at second. But
Ashley Ridge, the pitcher, number 22, Austin Livingston.
Austin Livingston, the pitcher. The game-winning run is at second base. Nobody out. Gotta wonder now, what is B.J. Bellish going to do? Will he bunt the runner from second over to third? He's going to let Livingston swing away, it looks like. A lot of things you can do in this situation. A tie ball game. The last inning of a 4A state championship. Nobody out. Livingston's going to swing and fouls that one off. Cole Furman is next. Livingston tonight, one hit, a single back in the second, and walked in the fourth, and had an RBI. And his last at bat on a fly out to Colton Horn in right field. Nobody out, runners on first and second. 1 ball, 1 strike. Austin Livingston, Alex Cunningham delivers. Outside for ball 2. That one is fouled back behind the screen. No play for Taylor Warren, the catcher. And the count runs even 2-2. Alex Cunningham has wiggled his way out of 3 big innings. And now he's looking at runners on second and third. That changes the whole complexion. Now he has to walk. Think will try to go for the double play, with the first play being made, of course, at home plate. Nobody out. Although, maybe you don't try to walk him. Maybe you just tell Alex Cunningham to bear down with 2 strikes against Austin Livingston and try to get this out. Then maybe walk the next batter, go for the double play. Austin Livingston. Ashley Ridge fell behind 3-1 and then rallied for a pair of runs in the 5th. Both runs unearned. The pitch popped foul over the first base line. Matter of fact, all 3 runs plated by Ashley Ridge were unearned here tonight. Cunningham delivers. Slap right back to the pitcher. Cunningham, the play at the plate, and he is out. Smart play by the pitcher, Alex Cunningham, to cut down Nick bell at home. Good tag applied by Taylor Warren. Livingston is aboard after the fielder's choice. There is one out in the inning. Runners at the corner. And we will have
for the Swamp Fox, the second baseman, number 6, McCall Furman.
For Austin Livingston. Now it is McCall Furman in his biggest at-bat of his career. Hit by a pitch in the second. An infield hit in the 5th and a single to center in the, the infield hit in the 4th and the single to center field in the 5th. And they're going to intentionally walk him. So the bases are loaded with one out.
Now by the Swamp Fox, the shortstop, number 15, Jason Miller.
An intentional walk to McCall Furman. That brings up Jason Miller, the sophomore. Miller had, I believe, 2 at-bats the entire year coming into this championship series. Now this is certainly the biggest at-bat in the baseball career for this young sophomore. He is 1 for 2 tonight. Watches the first pitch, sail in for a strike. Bases are jammed. 1 out in the inning. Bottom of the 7th. The runner at third is Brian Dye. Slapped foul into the screen. 1 ball. No balls, 2 strikes now. Cunningham trying to work himself out of yet another bases loaded jam. Trying to send this game into extra frame. Here's the pitch. Slap foul. Miller stays alive. 0-2 count. High drama here in Lexington, South Carolina. Alex Cunningham with 8 strikeouts here tonight. Delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that brings up Tyler Hamby with 2 outs here in the inning. Then it's going to take a base
Tyler
hit
Hamby.
by Hamby to end this one. He is 0 for 3 tonight. A pair of strikeouts and a ground out to the shortstop. The pitch. In there for a ball. Hamby is going to have to be very patient here at the plate, you would think. No place to put Hamby. Foul back to the screen. One ball, 1 strike as you see Tyler Hamby, the right fielder. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bases loaded. Tie ball game, bottom of the 7th. Alex Cunningham to the plate, slapped up to the shortstop. He comes up with it, and he got him just in time. Wow, Sudduth got there just in the nick of time to beat McCall Furman to the bag for out number 3, and we've got extra baseball. And we return to Lexington, South Carolina after this in the SCHSL. extra innings here in Lexington, South Carolina, top of the 8th. Alex Cunningham, the pitcher for Byrnes, 3 times tonight. Ashley Ridge.
Now batting for the Rebels, the designated hitter number 9, Alex Eubanks.
And only scoring 2 runs. So at the plate, Alex Eubanks, the designated hitter for Byrnes. Austin Livingston has done a heck of a job pitching for Ashley Ridge as well. Swinging and missing is Alex Eubanks, and he falls behind early in the count, 0-2. Livingston, beautiful pitch for strike number 3, gets him looking. And a quick out to start the top of the 8th. Extra frame
now batting for the Rebels,
here for the Class 4A state championship. Ashley Ridge thought they were going to win this one in the bottom of the 7th. They had the bases loaded, but Cunningham shuts him down. Evan Suddeth is barely getting to the bag at second for out number 3. He's barely beating McCall Furman. Now Taylor Warren, the catcher. Tonight, 1 for 3. Ground out and strikeout. Single to left field back in the 4th inning. Looking at a 2-0 count right now. Warren stands in. Livingston. Places that perfectly for strike number 1. That into center field. Lorenzo Wright drifts in and makes the play for out number 2. First play out there tonight for the center fielder, Lorenzo Wright.
Now batting for the Byrnes Rebels, number 14.
The Byrnes Rebels, Evan Suddeth. Suddeth 0 for 2 with a walk. A pair of ground outs for Suddeth. And a great play in the field last inning. Send this game into the extra frame. Evan Suddeth, number 8 batter for the Byrnes Rebels. They can get an 0-1 count right now. Slaps it to short. Miller fields it cleanly over to Dye. Another good play for the sophomore shortstop, Jason Miller. And that's quick work for Austin Livingston. 1-2-3 go the Byrnes Rebels. We will move to the Ashley Ridge half of the 8th. And we return here in a tie ball game on the SCHSL network. Bottom of the order with Austin Garland, the designated hitter for Ashley Ridge. And Lorenzo Wright and Billy Siegler try to break this tie, claim this state championship for Ashley Ridge. Alex Cunningham still on the mound, who is had a whale of a ball game tonight, has pitched himself out of 3 bases loaded jams. All 3 Ashley Ridge runs unearned here tonight. And he's ahead of the batter 0-1. Quickly now 0-2 on Austin Garland. He was 0 for 3 here tonight. A pair of strikeouts. 9 Ks on the night for Alex Cunningham. Rings up number 10 as he gets Austin Garland on the strikeout. 23 strikeouts in 2 games in this championship series for Alex Cunningham. That is unreal. Lorenzo Wright stands in now with 1 out in the inning. Swings and misses for strike 1. Locked in a 3-3 tie near the bottom of the 8th. 0-1 count to Wright. Make it 0-2. Lorenzo Wright behind in the count. Gets him looking for strikeout number 11. And more importantly, the second out of the inning, Billy Siegler is next.
Now batting for Swamp Fox, the left fielder number 2, Billy Siegler.
3 strikeouts and a sacrifice here tonight. The left-hander digs in to face Alex Cunningham. Slaps that one to short. Sudduth charges in, throws over to Hostetler in time. Quick work for Alex Cunningham. And we will move to the 9th inning when we return to Lexington. This is the SCHSL Network. We move to the top of the 9th inning now. The Byrnes Rebels will have the bottom of the order with Acevedo, and then to the top with Rollman and Duggar. Austin Livingston.
Now batting for the Rebels, the right fielder number 5, Colton.
Ashley Ridge and Colton Korn is going to back in action. As Acevedo was hitting in the spot for Eubanks, so Korn indeed remains in. So it's Colton Korn, who has struck out 3 times here tonight. He's 0 for 3. Austin Livingston has pitched himself a heck of a ball game. Gave up the solo home run back in the 1st, and then the 2 runs in the 4th, and has shut down Byrnes ever since. And he has fanned 9 Byrne Rebels here tonight. That pitch inside on Colton Korn. And the count is even 2-2. Austin Livingston, 9 strikeouts here tonight. 11 have been tossed by Alex Cunningham for Byrnes. He had 13 in game number 1, Cunningham did. There's the pitch, fouled back. Korn, Rollman, and Duggar are due for the Byrnes Rebels. Ashley Ridge will have the middle of their order due up in the bottom of the 9th. Colton Korn swings and misses for out number 1 and strikeout number 10. So Double-digit strikeouts now for both pitchers, even though we were in extra innings.
Now batting for the Rebels, the left fielder, number 6.
Stellar performances on the pill for Austin Livingston from Ashley Ridge and Alex Cunningham for Byrnes. Now we move to the top of the order. And Reed Rollman blasted that game-opening home run to right field. Looks at strike number 1. And it's 2 for 4 here tonight. That ball sails inside at the ankles. The ball number 1. And fans here that made the trip from Somerville and those that made the trip from Duncan certainly have gotten their money's worth. Miller over to Dye, another good play for the rangy sophomore shortstop. He has been very active out in the field tonight.
Now batting for the Rebels, the center fielder, number 4, Stephen Duggar.
6 plays over there at shortstop tonight. All made successfully for Jason Miller. And 2 outs here in the inning for Stephen Duggar. And Livingston trying to put Byrnes down 1-2-3 for the second consecutive inning. One ball, no strikes. And that ball is lifted in the left field. And that one drops right in front of the left fielder, Billy Siegler. And a runner aboard, Stephen Duggar. So Alex Cunningham, who has laced a pair of doubles here tonight, was intentionally walked in his last at-bat. I wonder if B.J. Bellish will give him the free pass this time, because he has certainly been swinging a hot bat. There are 2 outs here in the inning now. Luke Hostetler would be next if Cunningham reaches. With Stephen Duggar on first. And 2 outs in the inning. Home plate umpire getting some fluids. This has been a long game for him as well. And Cunningham will stand in, facing Austin Livingston, the senior leader for the Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes, who have put together a heck of a season, 30-2, lower state champs. He's got a pitch to Cunningham. First pitch, fires it in there for a strike. Fastball at the knees. Stephen Duggar drifts off at first. Chase back for Austin Livingston. Tie ball game, 3-3. Top of the 9th inning. 2 outs with a runner on first. Runner going, and that's fouled away. So Austin Livingston is ahead in the count on Alex Cunningham, 0-2. Pitch is just outside for ball number 1. As Austin Livingston was just trying to get Alex Cunningham to chase something there. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. Livingston tosses over. It's Duggar to step back. Duggar rather to step back. Alex Cunningham at the plate. 9 in the count, 1-2. Here's the pitch, slapped into right field. Right fielder charging in and making the diving catch right on the foul line to end the inning. A heck of a play out there in right field by Tyler Hamby to end the inning. And we are moving to the Ashley Ridge portion of the 9th, and we return still tied at 3-3. This is the SCHSL Network. From Lexington, South Carolina, and the beautiful Wolf Den of the campus of White Knoll High School. Birch Antley with you here.
Number 7,
Extra frames. Middle of the order, Nick Bell, Brian Dye, and Austin Livingston here for the Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes. Bottom of the inning, trying to break this tie and take the state championship down to Somerville. Alex Cunningham, who has pitched himself a heck of a ball game, trying to keep Ashley Ridge at bay and give his Byrnes Rebels batters one more opportunity. Here's the pitch. That was low for ball number 2. The big inning for Ashley Ridge back in the 5th, scoring 2 runs. That one was slapped over to the second baseman Baxter, who cannot handle it. And the short hop, and the leadoff batter is aboard. That is a big play. I'll score that as an infield hit for Nick Bell.
Courtesy runner for Ashley Ridge, number 3, Jacob Thompson.
Jacob Thompson will come in as a courtesy runner for the catcher, Nick Bell.
Now batting for the Swamp Fox, the first baseman, number 9, Brian Dye.
Second infield hit of the night. Now Brian Dye, who laced a single into left center field his last at bat. The lefty standing in with nobody out and a runner on first. Dye swings for the fences and misses for strike number 1. Cunningham with 11 strikeouts settles in. Looks at the runner, now comes to the plate. The runner was on the move, Jacob Thompson. The ball is fouled back to the screen. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Brian Dye. Austin Livingston on deck. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Outside for ball 2. Cunningham threw that one out. He's trying to see if the runner, Jacob Thompson, was going to move. And the count is even now, 2-2. The count runs even, 2-2. Behind on the count there, so it is 2 balls, 2 strikes now. For Brian Dye, the senior first baseman. Dye 1 for 3 here tonight. Excuse me, 1 for 4. So he hit into the fielder's choice back in the 5th. An error by the second baseman Baxter. That allowed run to score. Another pitch out, runner not going, and that's ball number 3. So after getting ahead of Brian Dye, 0-2 in the count, it is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Runner on first. Here comes the payoff. Foul back to the screen. And Brian Dye certainly getting all of this at bat. Alex Cunningham has already thrown a ton of pitches here tonight. So he was really wearing down Alex Cunningham with this at bat. Do it again. Here's the payoff. Popped up. Third baseman looking at it. Left fielder coming in. Third baseman is over there. And he makes the play. Good play over there by the third baseman, Zach Bridgman. And that's the first out in the inning.
Now batting for the Swamp Fox is the pitcher, number 22, Austin Livingston.
He's at the plate. Livingston has had a good night. Couple of hits. And a walk. Also driven in on him. Runner going. Here's the throwdown from Warren. Not in time. And Jacob Thompson is safe at second. So now our runner is in scoring position for Austin Livingston. And Livingston is ahead in the count, 1-0, and they're going to go ahead and intentionally walk him. So a runner on first and second, 1 out in the inning for McCole Furman. Furman
now batting for the Swamp Fox at the second baseman, number 6, Nicole Furman.
Pair of hits in this game, an infield hit and then a single to right center. And another courtesy runner will check in. That will be Ryan Snow.
Number 8, Ryan Snow.
So Ryan Snow, a courtesy runner on first for the pitcher, Austin Livingston. And at second, the courtesy runner, Jacob Thompson. The catcher, Bell. Nicole Furman at the plate. Here's the pitch. Foul behind the screen. Count goes 0-1. Ashley Ridge is stranded. A lot of runners in this game. Cunningham has done marvelous work of getting himself out of jams with runners aboard. And he is quickly ahead in the count, 0-2 on McCole Furman. 1 out here in the inning. Furman laces it down to third, out of the glove of Zach Bridgman. And the runner will stay at third base, but the bases are loaded with 1 out. An infield hit for McCall Furman as he just tattooed that one down the line. In and out of the glove. The ball went into the dugout. Head coach B.J. Bellish is talking to the umpire saying that it should be a free trip to home for the courtesy runner who was held up at third. Now we're going to have a decision on the mound. The ball bounced out of the glove. This would be a crazy way for this game to end. This would be a crazy way for this game to end in the state championship 4A extra innings. The ball was slapped right into the glove of Zach Bridgman, the third baseman. I mean, it was laced down there by McCall Furman. He was charging in. The ball bounced off the toe of his glove into the dugout, into the Ashley Ridge dugout. The runner was held at third. B.J. Bellish, the head coach for Ashley Ridge, is trying to make the argument that his courtesy runner on third, Thompson, should have been allowed home plate, that he should have been allowed the extra base because the ball wound up into the dugout. Now, it was not a throw into the dugout. The ball landed in the dugout after it rolled out of the third baseman's glove. So this would just be a wacky end if indeed he is allowed home. It doesn't look like the umpires are going to allow it. I am not clear on that rule. I know that if it was thrown to third, let's say by the first baseman, trying to get a runner at third that went into the dugout, then that runner would be allowed. But this ball bounced off the glove into the dugout. So there is still a decision to be made. You've got to make the right decision here with the 4A state championship on the line in extra innings. But here's what's going on. The bases are loaded. Jacob Thompson is on third. The runner on second is Ryan Snow. And McCole Furman is the runner on first. And we'll have Jason Miller batting with one out and the bases loaded. Another bases loaded situation for Alex Cunningham, who has gotten out of 3 of these. He's gotten out of 4 bases loaded jams with only allowing 1 run. Here's the pitch, Jason Miller, the sophomore, that's going to do it. He's going to drive it into right field. It should be deep enough. The runner tags. He's heading home. There will not be a play at the plate, and Ashley Ridge wins the Class 4A state championship in extra innings on a RBI by the sophomore Jason Miller. And there is the dog pile, and the Ashley Ridge Swamp Foxes are your state champs. In extra innings, they knock off the Byrnes Rebels 4-3. What a game, what a series. We have had a blast. That's going to do it from Lexington, South Carolina. For our entire crew, I am Bert Chantley saying so long from White Knoll High School. Ashley Ridge celebrating a 4-3 win and a 4A state championship. Until next time, I'm Bert Chantley saying so long. This is the SCHSL Network.